co-chair of Associate Department of Information Science Engineering, and I welcome all the participants who have gathered here to this session. Now I request Dr. Manjula Anaradhya to introduce our esteemed speaker of the session, Dr. Jagadish Bhandarkar. Over to you, sir.
A very good morning to one and all. Thank you, Dr. Suresh, for your gives me an immense pleasure to introduce the speaker of the day, Dr. Jagdish Bhandarkar. Dr. Jagdish Bhandarkar is an accomplished professional with a diverse background and an impressive career in technology industry. As a partner with Deloitte South Asia, he holds a significant leadership role heading the Deloitte Digital Excellence Center. His primary focus is on the Center for the Development of Environmental Friendly Products and Platform for Firms, adding value to his customers in the process. Dr. Bhandakar is value-added to his customers. Is an avid open source coder with a passion for collaborative software development and sharing knowledge with the broader community. He strongly believes in the power of automation, which aligns with the belief that being lazy in sense can lead to increased automation efficiency and productivity. Before joining Deloitte, Dr. Bhandakar worked with several prominent companies, including IBM Watson, Business Center, Lockheed Martin, Wipro, Infosys, and various startups. Furthermore, he accomplished author, having written 3 books, published multiple research papers, and filed more than 18 patents. Education-wise, Dr. Bhandakar earned a master's degree in engineering and PhD from prestigious MIT Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Boston. Thank you very much. I welcome you for this session. Over to you.
Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, my introduction is so respected fellow panelists, staff of JSSU, students, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to, in fact, have this keynote done without a script. It would have been easy for me, but then my colleagues were very blunt and straight with me. They said, please don't do that. You just, in fact, might go out of track. And please do take care of the time. So I thought I'll just stick to the script to a certain bit. Stick to, in fact, what my observations are, especially industry relations. Because at the end of the day, I think standing on the stage is easy to say many things. I'm pretty sure at least 80 to 90% of people over here, they understand Kannada. Okay. Whenever, in fact, there's a speaker on the stage, students, way back. But still, the phrase still holds good. Okay. We used to say, Bandru, Bhashna, Bigyo. So, it's good to sit there, when we stand here, we have to, in fact, karma. They say it's not the right thing, right? Don't use the word. No. The right word there, but then that's what it is. So after being a student, coming back and then standing on this kind of a stage, when I see karma, in fact, unfolding back, some people thinking, Bandru, Bhashna, Bigyo, feels very back. KGF dialogue, right? It hurts. It's like that. So, as I said, at the end of the day, when we are looking at industry, and academia, I'll keep it, short. My experiences, and I don't want to, in fact, look at any universities in the US compare ours there. The reason is, we don't want to compare. Let's, in fact, look at it, that way. If we have to have, or swim in a blue ocean, we can't, in fact, be in the, red ocean and then feel that, in fact, cost less, everything less. How is it that we swim? No. We have a ocean for ourselves, named, after us, Indian Ocean. So we better swim, in that ocean and follow our own rules. What's important, what I have seen, is more in terms of the policies. See, it's as again, we always say collaboration is important. Okay, industry, academia. It's good to, in fact, here, if I'm getting, the name right, Anand or Anand, I could hear from Schneider, tell that they have set up a lab. They are open for, in fact, students to get into the lab and do some work there. See to it that, the collaboration happens well. It's a win-win, and I'll tell you why it's a win-win. It's a win-win because students learn. It's a win for the industry because someone learns, someone in fact does, whatever work is, I would say at one third the cost, which is important. See, at the end of the day, we might in fact look at it from a socialist perspective, saying that the students are not paid. That's perfectly fine. The student, when we basically, were learning, at the end of the day, our professors used to say, it's not the money which counts. It's the knowledge what you get, on hand in that particular framework, when you work, that's the most important thing. At that time, let me believe, after some years, when our, either when our hairs basically, grow gray or stop growing, we realize, all these philosophical statements, I think it's always good to realize, this much earlier. And when we are looking at it from the collaboration perspective, there are certain things, in fact, from our perspective that we need to do. From an industry perspective, we need to open up, the gates for students to come, work. From an academia perspective, we should, in fact, see to it that relax certain rules, especially from a university perspective. See to it that at least, in fact, third year and the fourth year students, go into the industry. It's very difficult for, in fact, someone to say, okay, I'll teach you swimming, without, in fact, pushing into you into the pool. Very difficult. Okay. The only thing which needs to be done is someone has to push, someone into the pool, and slowly, in fact, people will come. It's easier to say we have to, employ standards to start out with. Very difficult, right? All the standards, which the swimming instructor would instruct, you know, you would say outside the pool, once you are pushed inside, those standards will never stay. Okay. Why is it that it's important? It's important that, you understand, what it is from an industry perspective, working there. Okay. Again, there has been, in fact, no so many things discussed about the 72, hour, which we'll have to, in fact, look at. At the end of the day, my personal view, 72 hours, 52 hours, 108 hours, whatever hours, doesn't count. Think about it. If we want to achieve something, would we, in fact, say, I'll do this only for 12 hours, 22 hours, 52 hours, 72 hours, 100 hours? I don't think so. If you want to achieve something, we will achieve, we'll put, whatever number of hours. Okay. Which means that the second aspect of it, other than collaboration, also means we will have to see, whatever resources, that we have, more in terms of time we spend we spend, with the industry as such. Academia, as far as, we see, we always, we will write journal papers. Okay. And once the recruiters basically come, we'll show them saying that, what, I have 5 journal papers. The question is, what use, of the journal paper until unless it is implemented? Have you done some kind of research which will help, in fact, the industry as such, or 2 steps forward or 3 steps forward? Okay. Whatever you have written, how does it help, the industry? That's the most important thing. Okay. Do we do that, as students, as as academicians? No. That's in fact no one more aspect when we look at investing our time. Invest the time which helps the industry, because at the end of the day you help yourself. That's the important thing. Okay, I'm not talking about esoteric research. It happens. Applied research important. Okay. So there are certain things, in fact, when we are looking at it from an industry perspective and from an academia perspective, that these are in fact certain things which matter a lot. I'm just saying, if I have broken away from certain lines which I had positioned. When we are looking at it from, I would say, the perspective of uh, how is it that we always say, and I heard the vice chancellor also repeat patents. Okay. So I think, as faculty members, as industry, bodies, as well as, as people who have, looked at, life research, I feel, what, the patent world is dying. You know, Believe me, if we are basically saying, we ought to work with each other, patents are barriers. Okay. And wherever at least I have gone, it's again, it's easier to say. They always say, right? After having 18 patents, if someone tells me saying that, boss, what is it that you're doing? You are telling people not to have patents just so that you have 18 patents, so you are discouraging them? Not really. Okay. This is, an honest submission. Rather than that, okay, how is it that you can improve, certain things by open sourcing, whatever you have done, asking the community to come to you, enrich it, make it possible. Certain fields, patenting, they say, is necessary. My view is, it's easier to say than done. One patent, if you look at it, if you want to apply, and then, everything done in terms of the cost, would cost around not less than, 5 to 10 lakhs. Why don't you reinvest, that thing back? I'm not trying to say, in fact, no, the lawyers are going to go, no, they're not going to have a job, especially with patent lawyers as such. But then what I'm trying to say is open source it. Let everyone in the community come to you. Work as, one team. Yes, our honorable Prime Minister has said, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. But then profits also matter, but profits do come. You know, we have to in fact have models, which makes it succeed. So, what is the hub of making in fact certain open source things? Building that kind of community. I always feel it starts from the university, and it gets enriched. When we go into industries as such. And why am I saying that? Rather than in fact focusing on patents, focus on certain things where students within JSS STU can come up with certain products which becomes world class products as such. Okay, that's important. That kind of a transfer technology is what industries would look at. Very simple things. I wouldn't want to name the university, but then look at it like this. um, Coming from a computer science background, wherever in fact we go, everyone basically says, why are you restricting in fact only the circuit branches to come at code? Everyone can do coding. So 15 from 15 years or 16 years, if I'm not wrong. Okay, Pradeep, you can correct me with regards to this. When we come over here on the basis of any foolish matter, and when we hire, especially for our teams, we always say, you know coding, you understand certain fundamentals well, you are invited to write our coding test. And the reason is, we don't want to see to it that other branches feel that they are into a different kind of science which is neglected. No science should be neglected. That's in fact my view. Okay, and that's how the industry academia collaboration in fact happens to be better. Okay, and As I said, one of the universities, what they did, they felt their mechanical engineering students, somehow, in fact, no, um, people who come there for recruitment, but they were not looking for mechanical engineers. They said, why don't we build, a small industry, for ourselves, something like an MSME. know. It happened in, South Canara, Bangalore area. They built a pickle industry. We all love pickle. Yeah. Pretty sure, in fact, now I can, hear many people say the moment, in fact, say pickle. But then, if you look at it, what it is, in the end of the day, today, really made good for themselves. People who graduate from there go into, that field. It might be a small, way of looking at things, but they have done major investments here. Okay. Now they are exporting, to all parts of the world. Isn't it good? Isn't it the right way? In fact, no, I would say industry, academia, should basically go ahead. The industry came there, they basically advised that this is how you need to do or take care of supply chain. They did it. So some part of it the industry is doing because they have invested there. And some part, in fact, no, the university is basically in fact not doing the math. 60/40. I think these are certain things which in fact no, we need to explore. The last point which I wanted to make, unfortunately, when we do any kind of breakthrough innovation, um, everyone, and it has become a fad to say we are good at jugaad. Okay? I would say don't be proud at it, because at the end of the day, jugaad didn't just come to you overnight. You put your sweat, on it. Just because it is coming from India, it doesn't mean it is jugaad. You put your sweat, you put your time, you put all the resources. Yes, at the end of the day, you might not have worked in a lab which has AC, which has everything out there. Doesn't mean that if you work in a workshop and then you come out with something which is one third the cost or one fourth the cost or whatever it is, of what sells in the US or Europe, doesn't mean what you have done is jugaad. Okay? So my request would be please, to stop using the word jugaad. It doesn't make sense. You have, I would say toiled for it, which means it's not jugaad. Okay? You have literally done everything possible to see to it that innovating something. Okay? It's always, I would say, luck plays a role. Okay. It's very difficult, hard work, everything. In fact, no, we need to put through from our end, but luck plays a role, even in I would say the industry academia relationship as such. So this is where, in fact, no, I thought I'll rest my point because from 2021, India was 48th in innovation. 2023, 2 years because of all the startup community and all these things. India is ranked 40th place. Okay, probably we can say top 50. If we were 99, would have said top 100. But then, yes, lots of, I would say, things to do to go into the top 10. And I'm pretty sure universities like, JSS, SDU, they are the ones who will lead, especially when I see the MoU, getting signed. It's good that, we are in such a place where we can proudly say, wherever we visit, it's nice to see, this kind of things happening. Okay. So thank you one and all. Thanks for giving me the time.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inputs that knowledge, especially academic, excellently. And of course, the perspective what you got, which I would say, yes, of course, I do agree with the statement. Academia week as well. And the way, especially creators are going back, especially India, including India, okay, so this, thank you one, Usri, for talk. And this session, this will just be a final session.
Yeah. Please. Thank you, Professor. Once again, good morning, one and all. So we have a panel discussion on the theme Unleashing the Power of Industry Institute Collaboration for Sustainable Development. For this, I would call upon the panelists and I request them to occupy the seats on the dais, please. Dr. Jagdish Bhandarkar, Partner at Deloitte, once again, please, sir. Mr. Praveen Chandran B. from Tata Consultancy. Mr. Ashish Chadha, Senior Director, LTI Mindtree. Mr. Rajat Agarwal, CEO, Baruka Extrusions Private Limited. Dr. Siddhabasve Gowda, Professor, Hokkaido University, Japan. I request them to kindly occupy the seats on the last please. For this panel discussion, I request Dr. M. Pradeep, Training and Placement Officer of the University, to be the moderator. And I request Dr. Umarani, Head of the Department, E&I, to be the chair for the panel discussion. And Dr. Sheila N., faculty from E&I department, to co-chair the session. For the August gathering, we all have heard from Dr. Jagdish Bhandarkar. So he's already been introduced to us. Sir, we welcome you for this session. Thank you, sir. I would like to introduce Mr. Praveen Chandran to the August gathering. Mr. Praveen Chandran, who is Academic Relationship Manager at Tata Consultancy Services. He has worked with product and services orientation organizations. He has experience in product implementation, project management, pre and post sales support, client relationship management, and handling strategic customer. He has a wide experience. After his BSc and MCA, he has worked with many industries. He has been with Tata Consultancy Services for more than 9 years. He had served as Senior Program Manager at MindLogix Infratech Limited, as Deputy Manager of Implementations at 24/7 Learning Private Limited, Bangalore. He has even served at Adequity Career Technology Private Limited, Metalearn Services Private Limited, and Limitless Software Private Limited. Sir, we welcome you to this panel. We have Mr. Rajat Agarwal, who is Director at Baruka Extrusions, who is also President of Aluminium Extruder Council of India and a governing board member of Aluminium Association of India. After his bachelor's degree in management, he is a seasoned business director with nearly 2 decades of corporate leadership and analytics experience in building, construction, and organizational analysis. He is recognized for demonstrating a natural aptitude for implementing new long term strategies and management paradigms, as well as forging health strategies and managing high stakes deals and managing enterprise expansion. He has professional focal points including process optimization, business model transformation, market analysis, and market entry. So, we welcome you for this panel discussion. We have Professor B.G. Siddhabasve Gowda, who is professor from Hokkaido University, Japan, from the Department of Life Sciences. He is a synthetic organic chemist with diverse knowledge in sphingolipid synthesis, analysis, and biochemistry. Also, expertise in performing multi-lipidomics using gas chromatography, liquid chromatography, mass spectrometry for biomarker discovery in inflammation. Current interests include discovering the novel functions of microbial and dietary sphingolipids and developing analytical tools to acquire global lipidomic analysis. He is looking forward to collaborate with biologists interested in lipid analysis and functional studies. Let us all welcome him. Sir, we welcome you. We have Mr. Ashish Chadha, who is Senior Director, Program and Project Management at LTI Mindtree. He has 21 years of rich experience
with clients across industry verticals, including areas of apps support, Scrum, process excellence, process governance, process mapping, and projects. He has experience with clients across US, Europe, Australia, and India. It includes interactions with senior leadership at client side. His roles have ranged from executing credit management operations of telecommunications provider, investment banking operations of a major bank, implementing HR scorecards and conducting HR audits, leading agile software development, application support systems, etc. So he has MPhil, MBA, MSc degrees from IIM and IIT. So we welcome you. Let us all welcome you. Thank you. With this brief introduction of the panelists, I now hand over the stage to our moderator, Dr. Pradeep M. Oh, sorry. So, no, no, no. You all know Mr. Pradeep. So, Dr. Pradeep is our placement and training officer. So, I request you to kindly moderate sessions. Thank you all.
Well, very morning. So thanks for making time. Understand I know how important it is because I think for importance which you showed to us. It's great to have you today. So I've been working with all of you on interacting on a lot of initiatives. We have implemented a lot of changes. We have our curriculum that discussion topics and everything. But for the benefit of the majority of the communities, research scholars, so yeah, we wanted to listen to you in certain aspects. So though we are putting in a lot of effort day in and day out in bridging the gap between industry and academia, the newer challenges are arising. Lot of time the implementation or the reach is not being implemented. And we are working, strongly on understanding the newer challenges which come up in your perspective, from industry perspective, students perspective. So we have multiple stakeholders here who are getting benefited. So a lot of times, the policies which we make or the initiatives which we take, the present scenario might not work next year. So, and beyond 2020, we see the different perspectives bringing into the online education, tech education, the new buzzword of uh, colleges transforming to digital, university degrees being offered. So, a lot of things are evolving. With this perspective, let me start with Mr. Ashish. Uh, sir, could you please tell us you initiatives undertaken by your student organizations and in this institute?
Sure. So I will just take away focus on the organization. Common objective, there are two aspects. So it's transaction based, where the industry needs pipeline of talent. They look for and engage in a lot of activities. And beyond that is what we need to work on for a long term. So maybe 1 day event, 2 day event, or the activities something so 2 day event. So one is the format of events which we need to present direction. Count of events should be increased, which can range from FDP, professors going to industry coming to college like that. Plus outcome based, not as a calendar events to be managed, but also should be defined. Third part, more initiatives should come from student committees or personal owners. Whether it should not be on a placement or faculty cell or a limited staff. Students should see there is an aspirational goal. I will lead and I will mentor my junior batch. In the students will help first year student. People who are already in industry will help people who are studying. So a chain should be built inside as a student committee. And you build story 40 years back, I moved from assistant to New third class. Everybody in the school had a toy to play. And I did not get the toy. Where did you get the toy? There are four varieties of toy. So, for toy manufacturing company used to take students for a half day site visit to, so they will show the manufacturing operations at the end. Will be choice. Pick one toy into four. They're allowed to play with four toys, but pick only one toy. So I got the toy. Are you happy? I said I want to observe this game. मुझे समझेगा नहीं. I will try.
So he said, point number one, he's creating aspiration in the person to buy all the toys because I already create, it belongs to me for a moment. So I will customize them to buy all the toys. That is one objective. So it's a way to say, hey, the definite, go to the outlet and buy if you want to buy more. Second, choice making. When I have choice, I have to make only so I have to decide which one I can take. Third thing is it is giving me a lot of feedback. Which toy I should place more in current festival season? That is selfish motive from industry perspective. So based on the four box, he said this is my low cost 2x2 grade. Which the certain selling very high price out of four boxes. Which toy is getting picked up more? So essence of story is without much of the investment, without much factory consulting, children's visitor is honest, not biased, not being. They are not like motivated to see some chat numbers or take some time going up. So again, I go back to previous brother, more and more informed student communities. This gives aspiration to junior batch. I want to be student my own volunteer for the student community. We will participate in industry solutions and we will also give symbolic kind of benefit more returns than what the USA have seen, but I'm not going in comparison mode or cost mode because they are financially very rich. Within our ecosystem, within the ecosystem what we have, we can develop excellent, when say ecosystem, we can give far more return of investment from industry perspective, far more enriching experience of industry this topic.
So, I've been working with the IT on works, very closely working on large initiatives. So, IT and IT, we see the activity of engagement year on year, month on month. We already, most of the parties test
Yes, so she shared the must be maybe for some more information, some more events, the seminars, topics of interest like doing environment workshop, those numbers are there. But I'm again emphasizing students from their own should keep on. I want to reflect any in this area. I want to homogenize with the future workplace and then I will make a decision how to take it forward. So I engaging in terms of familiarization with the future workplace. If you see industry as early as possible. Not in third year, not in the fourth year when I'm plus to placement. When everybody else is getting offered, I'm not getting it, don't I'm making that event. So very, very important.
Well, that is also a part of Suresh what we see studies. When we look up to one full year of learning basic technologies, and only in the second year we are learning to the branches. And we are talking about industry ready students in the second year. They are somewhere not so well devised to understand what next. So we have also put a lot of efforts in putting them through senior mode, making them understand. But the young generation thinks from the perspective of saying, I joined this college, it is their responsibility.
Just 2 more minutes I want to take a meeting from you. There are two ways of decision making. There is set, there is a one choice and there's a n minus one choice. If you very quickly do not what you don't want, they will give you the good reasons. I will take my experience. My father was in manufacturing sector. Once in a year, Vishwanath Puja, we are allowed to go inside facility. And I figured out only people 50 and above had Voltas AC. They wanted that clean office from beginning of my career. So in my school, when I enter computer lab, I have to remove my shoes. Then enter AC office. So I figured out engineering in manufacturing, those sectors are no for me. I wanted to go in service sector. There's a reverse decision making. So if decision making is little difficult, find out what you don't want. You have no choices.
Yes, thank you. So, so Mr. Praveen is also being an academic partner for our university. We have a lot of initiatives in the company, and they have devised a special course on computer science and systems on. We have gone one step ahead and said, we after 4 years in UK, university, we implemented it. We were the first university in Canada to implement successfully the first batch of students got all the jobs, 100% space there. But there is been challenge. So we want to listen from you, Wayne, what are the challenges facing in adoption and operation in this industry? Yeah, thanks, Peter. Yeah, as rightly said, when we started off this in 2018, we designed this course along with Indian Study Institute. And yeah, then we did a small pilot in four colleges and one family went to university and then told, yeah, let's go ahead and put it in the normal. That's how it started. Yeah, and I've been taking care of Karnataka region and we were the first to adapt it. Yeah, the challenges, I could say, see, typically what happens is in a traditional course that happens, we have the first year with cycle, chemistry cycle, and extra. So our CSDS course did not have that. We straightaway go into the level study for the first year onwards. Yeah, so if at all, the institute is bound with an affiliate university, that's where the challenges were more. But then you can say deemed university where there's a flexibility of taking a decision that things go ahead. For example, now MIT Bangalore campus is going ahead. They just took it as is and they just put it. So challenges is there, and then a lot of discussion happens. How do we we say that only 10% that we can adjust, the remaining 90% should be the other sections of the course will go. Then the entire discussion started saying, okay, how do we manage with the credits there? Can we give the subjects, reduce the credits to other subjects, and lot of challenges were there. As we moved on, we learned, we also learned from the academia, and any new colleges have come, we knew this is the first challenge that we are going to have. And he started telling them, yeah, you don't disturb your curriculum also, but look at having this by managing, and then they also start understanding and they start opening up. Basically, that was the more important thing because a lot of ridiculous say that no, it can't happen. But then finally, it slowly started happening, and that is one of the major challenges that to implement the new course that we do. And other challenges maybe we training the faculty, and we should have a dedicated spot for this. I think Philip sir and our AC HOD, no, they have all put a lot of effort here. Similarly, in other institutes, so we are close to now 77 institutes which did the MoU of TCS, and there are other institutes without MoU whoever wants to start, they can do it, but still we support them in a lot of activities. Absolutely. Uh, so, the reason why I want to add a few things, we basically, I think, the way the industry, or I would say the Indian education system is, we believe too many things in cramming up, our own students. It's good to have, I literally, in fact, not a laptop, in fact, because you all took the pain to, in fact, get, everything in place. Believe me, I think, it's really difficult to create a curriculum like this, and then that is where I also believe policies, from the government's perspective, that also needs to, help, the academic institutions. Why am I saying this? Say, what are branches of students in fact we have in the engineering context here? When we talk to them, especially in an interview, kind of scenario as such, if a say civil engineering student, in fact, or has a coding experience, I'm looking at it from a computer science, perspective also. He comes, he sits there. The first question, in fact, now I ask them is, which branch are you from? Civil mechanic. Okay, fantastic. Which subject are you good at? They basically blink and then say, I saw your LinkedIn profile, you have computer science. So if I say any subjects and say, mechanical, will you be able to understand? I said, perfectly fine, please go ahead. Which is your, favorite subject? That person mentioned set of materials. I said, fantastic. Okay. Just let me know the load distribution in a cantilever. I'm just giving you, a simple example. He is looking at me, staring at me, and saying, I learned that in third semester, I found out. Really? Mechanical engineering, civil engineering, strength of materials, core subjects. For students, it's like, what kind of civil engineer or you or mechanical engineer, without knowing that. So I said, fine, forget it. Okay, let me, in fact, go faster down and said, stress and strain, you understand that? Again, that person is looking at me saying, see, stress and strain, something in fact, they thought us in, I think, the second semester or first semester. So I said, I completed his statement. Oh, which means you have forgotten already. So that person said, oh, yes, yes, yes. But that person had done well in the test, which we had given. Okay. And he had prepared for computer science. As a panelist, I said, see, a very simple, definition of stress and strain is when I ask you this question, you are stressed. And the answer or, the starry eyed, you give me, that is strain for me. Because I can believe you don't understand the fundamental. Okay. Now, how to cope up? The first thing is, I rejected, that particular student. I said, most important thing, when you are a student, the reason why you're a student is important baseline is you have to absorb your knowledge, understand it, and soak it. You need to be a sponge. You know the 3 DX thing, right? Wherever, in fact, in whichever class you go, absorb it. Most important, see, that is why you have those 4 years. Okay. Unfortunately, they are cramming up, in fact, our students with all the subjects possible. Okay. We talk everything about AI. Okay. Simple things like rules engine, we don't teach them. Right? AI will take care of it. No, that's not in fact how we need to in fact look at how academics in fact need to evolve. So because in fact we have a lot of academicians who are real good people from the industry background over here. I think importantly what Ashish also in fact mentioned, it's not just signing MOUs, leaving like that. It's about getting engaged. Every time in fact we have this discussion already. How is it in fact we can improve? It's not the duty of the teachers alone, but I would say getting that curiosity from the students, right? That's the most important thing. What it is saying. And I think that is something in fact which we all have to. That's just in fact my submission. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, the challenges with curriculum are there when we implement the PCS because everybody were like, what is this new course? Will students get a job after this? The first outcome is will they get a job? A lot of time we face this when admission season starts, they come directly to placement offers. Which you tell me which branch has good placement, good placement for that. It is not on the love of the subject or interest in which where they get job. And the next question is what is highest salary? So they think by just getting admitted to the branch, they are bound to get the highest salary or the average salary. So a lot of times the society has really changed. So when the listener was mentioning about AI, there is a new terminology or new something everybody is talking about it. So the listener, educate us on the role of AI and your technology in changing education lifestyle. How can AI help in kids? See, okay, back to again. Go one step down or take one step back. I'll tell you, in fact, no, AI will not help us anymore unless we help ourselves. Okay, because the way, in fact, no, everything we are looking at is AI is not artificial intelligence. People need real intelligence. Forget artificial. Because everything what we do is artificial. Okay? I'll give you a very simple, way of how to, look at this. Sorry, Pradeep, I'm taking, certain references, then, right here. So please don't throw those rotten tomatoes. Look at we are all looking for that last line, right? Sustainable development, right? AI also needs resources. It needs servers, all these things. What is sustainable from our understanding? It is not that in fact we take out marches on the road, say we are a sustainable organization, all these kind of things. Even in fact when we come over here, okay, one request, very fine, outside people who are organized, yes, sustainable. We are wrong, right from this step one. When we're talking about sustainable development and plastic, it will outlast AI for sure. That's not in fact how we need to look at it. We need to look at it from a mindful behavior. We need to be conscious about it. Okay, that's important. And in fact, I was in fact not joking. In fact, with my CEO as um, we talk about carbon, and we go to Davos, we talk about carbon, we go to India, we go to them. Going there, we spend fuel, and unfortunately, in this industry, what has happened is, see, there is something called as you can, take off the carbon by planting trees. Now the question is, plant trees. Everyone wants to, in fact, have 60-40 set. Nothing less than that. You know. There is a plant trees. Very difficult. Okay. Look at, forget all these things. AI, when we talk about AI, what is, how is AI going to help you all over? Now, think about it, ponder on this particular question. It's a very good question which you asked. And I wanted to, let everyone over here know, see, AI is going to help us. Somewhere, in fact, we see Terminator movies and say, okay, boss, we are terminated forever. Okay. We know we won't be. No, we talk about automation. Always, in fact, my mom, in fact, pressed me saying that you are the laziest, person on earth. I took it to heart. Took it to heart in such a way that when I do certain things, when I automate certain things, okay, I automate the entire. Why? I can be more lazier, Baba. I have to stick to my mom's words. Okay, and that is what AI brings in us. AI is all inclusive. Remember this. It's not artificial intelligence. It brings laziness to you. It takes away, whatever you have in your upper chamber, to wherever it goes. Okay. We have to see to it that we have to use AI in the way it needs to be used. And in the industry also, is to be held responsible for some things. Now, this is not where my socialist stance comes in, but more in terms of saying people please or the people bottom line. People, planet, profit. Okay? How AI can assist people, that is something in fact we need to look at. It's not about equality, it is about equity. How do we see to it that AI can provide that kind of equity, for everyone? The second aspect of it, it's not just people, but it's also about planet. How is it that we can, in fact, regulate, certain things that we are looking at it from an AI perspective to see that our planet is conserved. Okay, that's the second aspect. More important, people, planet, and like what Pradeep basically mentioned. He said, people get into engineering colleges, but the first thing, in fact, okay, he has to front end, in front of those way and saying that, which particular branch to take, where a senior or anyone, in fact, can, have the best payout possible. Payout is necessary. I'm not saying that one is not. Okay. Because if you look at it, again, in fact, no one said that. We always have that, right? We have, Indian mythology or rather mythology, I let's say mythology. We have a creator, we have a preserver, we have a destroyer. Most important. And believe me, even in AI, this is important. You just have to connect certain dots. That's it. Okay. Creation is important, which means in terms of the people and the planet, creation is important. Okay. Two, maintenance. It's Brahma who created. We are not of ego. Well good. Ego is needed. If someone says ego is not needed, ego is needed. Okay. Create. Even in AI for that matter, that can say ego is needed because at the end of the day, to create something, right? Without ego, you just can't create. Okay. Think about it. You will have ample time to think, once you do that. You have to maintain. What will you maintain? People and planet. Isn't it? At the end of the day, they say Vishnu maintains it. Okay. But to maintain, you can't just be sleeping and then maintaining, right? You need to have, someone to help you to maintain. Who is that? Who helps Vishnu to maintain? Lakshmi. My third part. People, planet, profit. To maintain people and planet, you need profit. Without profit, nothing is. Okay. So that is where, in fact, we need to have certain things like this. And there is an end to everything. An AI life cycle has to end. There can be, in fact, no perpetual machines. Else Turing won't have died. The Turing, there is nothing called the Turing machine now. Okay. So these are certain things which we need to, in fact, when we are looking at it from an AI perspective. But fundamentals are important. Look at, people piece and then design, your systems in those, kinds of ways. In fact, which will help the community. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks so much. In fact, AI is really essential now with a lot of research yesterday and GPs and AI now has to be in all departments. Research process. Curriculum also has to be modified to also be like to how schools can pass out with these skills. How to syllabus topics there will be presenting India and Japan will be concentrating on these rules and also working with a lot of Japanese industries. So we want to understand how it is working in Japan and see how industries are responsible in working in Japan. So we see concepts, see a very important aspects which we didn't industries. Thank you for the question. Uh, of course, I've been living in Japan for almost 11 years now. So, I went there as a student. Now I become incorporating 2015 it is number one for experience in Japan for all kind of city and probably second run globally on experience pool. So we have a green campus. And of course, for SDG, all the achieving those goals, we have several set up, committees following that. How can we reduce the chemical waste from the university? So there are several problems. But coming to your point, what that mean, how industries can, activate partnerships. So in my opinion, so in Japan, so of course, one is government sponsored. We have Japanese government want a lot of money to establish joint research collaboration between industries and academia. We have very used money from the government. So second thing, the industries wants to do the research at universities. At least they can pay the labor costs where academicians can take the money from the industry conduct the research. It's mutual money for both the industries and academia. So such kind of industry academia collaborations already going on. I mean, within the campus they establish, or within the research laboratories. For example, we have a laboratory named Laboratory for Advanced Material Analysis. The companies come and approach us. Okay, can you work on this project? What is the benefit? You're going to pay us, right? I mean, such kind of partnership already going on. Further, another way, I mean, there are within the campus we established specifically for the industries. We allow industries come. We have in Okada University there are some big industries that already have a place to work, such that we can have a mutual exchange with researchers as well as the industries can interact and establish a network. So we have such partnerships, and our university allows such initiatives to establish the industries within kind of research units. So not the original R&D over there they have. For example, we have a very big pharmaceutical company, Shono, which has been pretty long time associated with Okada University. And many Okada University graduates, students. But when you have within the campus, you have a industry, so you get kind work and you have more connection, and if you have a networking ability to the industry. So in that way, that can be so far now. So as I said, the two industry directly approach researchers and getting exchanges, and second one is as I said, the big money from the government to establish, because without the money, nothing possible to such kind of exchanges. So we have within these two aspects, Japanese universities are working as per my knowledge. Yeah, excellent. So that means a lot of fab labs, yes, which have been set up, and then a lot of incubation space which is being provided to industries, they come and work to their marketing. And usually, so students also getting a life experience kind of product. That's also always been saying today, a small step. And we see a lot of products being developed in Japan. They're very strong in the manufacturing sector. A lot of activities even in their product launches, quality launches. So moving on to the we see seems to captures regular activity going on the software industry perspective. So the IT sector or the product sectors will eagerly coming in on the stock initiatives. We're coming to manufacturing sector. So the manufacturing sector engineering companies not very aggressive. I'm sure you know the points of why you are but somewhere the manufacturing school doesn't proactively come to so what are the challenges you face and what industries and how we can yeah. What I highlight a few points of the challenges that we are facing when we can approach academia. I think key points that are very important, from what we can do as an industry, especially as a manufacturing industry. And in fact, we are 100% Japanese owned. Uh, so one is, as I realized today, we need to have air conditioners in all our office. Based on what actually being said. So I'm happy to inform that all our offices at Baruka Mysore has air conditioning. So to all those students wondering whether it's the right choice or not to visit a manufacturing plant for internship or for a full-time position, please do come and visit us. Second is I often, again, when the question of salary comes and compensation and all of that, especially for a manufacturing company, I think it's very important. And this onus is on us. How do we convey, our purpose? I mean, why do we exist? Because it's very difficult for a student to understand, okay, what are they? They're just manufacturing aluminum. Is it interesting? Maybe, maybe not. Is it fun? I don't think so. I personally think this. I've been in aluminum for 42 years now, but so how do we, convey a sense of purpose? So, for example, at our organization, we have a purpose saying, helping build a better society through architectural products, right? But how do we convey that? And then, let the students, all of them will, of course, will not resonate with it, right? But some of them will. And those are the students we want who resonate with that purpose, who find, a motive beyond compensation, but of course with, fair compensation, right? Because like Sir said, compensation is very, very important, right? But the second is for us as a manufacturing industry to clearly portray that sense of purpose. And third, what I've seen in the last 3 years, I think we as Baruka and Mysore have signed about 4 MOUs, and I have been, proactively visiting all the universities and doing that. But the moment we sign the MOU, we see nothing happening after that. And I keep pushing my HR department that, what happened, what happened, what happened. But they're like, no, no, it's happening, discussions are going on. So, from a practical perspective, I think the third point is just, and this is what works with me with our customers, is just frequent face-to-face meetings. Right? There's no two way around that. We can have chats, we can have WhatsApp, we can have SMS, we can have whatever. But I think we need to fix calendar, and we need to say, okay, we have to meet every 45 days or every 60 days, no matter what, right? And that frequent face-to-face interacting, positive development will start happening. So I think these three things are very, very important. Right, well, we're extremely happy. So,
Just one point, as you publish highest salary, median salary, I would suggest later of paragraph about life cycle salary, which is offered at the first stage, and not the final thing. You will get as a student numerous opportunities. Like the services, every two years you get the opportunity to increase your salary. So have a concept of overtime salary and source. This is not a World Cup which will come once in 4 years. There is several opportunities for the things to be savings in one. Second point, our neighbor China has never allowed any foreign movie to be moving in very, very important. Many is not activities that benefits a company like me. All of us are getting benefit from the few activities. When hard happens is that's why it lies in pollution. And there is a contribution towards nation building also. So some people choose to be selfish, instead of this nice facility. No? Lot of hard work happens and we get all of us get money or so it's easy. Whatever we consume comes out of ethics. So sense of purpose.
so this has been the frequent discussions in all of our classes. They come only when they have, and we don't believe going to ahead. We just say, this is our source of improvement. Somewhere in the but looking at the kind of business activity we do on the manufacturing sector now, we'll be talking about slowdown in manufacturing sector. So a lot of opportunities have been created. I would not touch upon the point where the attitude of the person. So it is not going to help us, but we are saying not going to you and you might not have to. So people to important the perspective of what is important, how they have to scale up their career. So all this they know about it, but somewhere they are also getting false information from outside about what happens in that agency and what is the career of the worker. So industry academia conclaves initiatives are definitely a big win when we teach to the students on what they can do next, how they can look up to the future. Going next beyond the strengthening partnerships, and what should be the role of users? So you have really taken a lot of content where you are giving us a lot of reports and what should be the role of users from users perspective? Yes.
So one is outcome-based events. I would say look at a calendar of events which will have specific outcomes. So one of them we say we have some research paper on basic science, how to do outcome-based link to outcomes, and then there are events that are punishing events here. We don't want now even want the article. We have so many activities in a year on in like that. So have the benefit or outcome realization in the front. Plan events accordingly. Have long-term events, a two-day event, this was a two-day event. have some 5 day, 6 day event where people come from the street, spend some time with here, and release to say so. So I think very less reverse events where professors spend actual day in the office to get first hand feeling. We say students should go to industry, feel how the future workplace looks like. Some professors can also come and see, have first hand experience, and see what kind of problems are to be solved. What are the investment areas to the very top management where they are funding capability building, they are building practices. For example, 3 years back, Salesforce was making 10 years back, SAP was making. Yeah, this is also investment. So where the new investment hits are available. So that will give some prioritization in terms of what students can look for if they are looking for high paying jobs, what students can look for if they want to serve the nation. So everyone has different needs. So based on their priority metrics and for this priority metrics, you can align what should go on, what university wants to play, and what their industry wants to invest. So if you have the alignment, I would say certain results will be there.
Excellent. Uh, so we've been hearing this about what is your AI, what happens next. This conclave into what happens next. So you have really put us in
University of Care from the United of KRS,
excellent. Exactly. So we will definitely look at this. And also uh, IT and TCS. Is there a place where our faculties can do that? Is there faculty enrichment programs where faculties can understand what is happening inside the industry? So they are the ones who are going to set the tone, talk to students, they are the role models. So is there a part of the just happening to one faculties and they get, uh, yeah, that's how we want to do it. But then there are challenges, no? Because I don't keep on telling challenges. Because we are a service, oriented organization. What happens is, we have get a buy-in, from the business unit, because they'll be running to close their deadlines. Yeah, even for student leadership, we have similar, challenges, but yeah, we still try to accommodate. Yeah, but one of the points which I want to share with you was, when the discussion was that, yeah, faculty should do a compulsory internship in the industry, so that we give a perspective and they can come back to the institute and share the experience and everything to the students and that is no one. And second opportunity which I would say that the academic research, okay, for the companies, okay, how that can be done. Because I think some of the higher institutes, are where pieces has some kind of research going on, collaboration going on, etc. So we should like this sort of thing. Look at from that. And maybe another point is where the academics can mentor the employees of the corporates. Doing with regard to the higher studies like the masters and PhD. That is one more thing. That will be continuation of one more question. So most of our universities are now open, inviting faculties to do masters, so it is like extended evening program. So that opportunity is in teachers in business. So PhD joint programs are also available. So 4 years candidates so a lot of initiatives we can plan. But as you said, we are not in business state either. So we don't want to create any business. So though we are talking about serving the industry, there are certain policies that are actually happening. Dr. Stable said, there's a lot of opportunities out there. So we created over in Japan for software domain. So how can we prepare our students, from our universities for the global extent? In terms of opportunities in Japan for students, it's pretty high because Japan has a aging society. They don't have very youngsters to work. They're inviting, most of the youngsters from different countries, like the Philippines, India, Vietnam. They're taking more foreigners and offering them if you work less 2 years. in a full-time position, they're going to give you a permanent. So such kind of programs have been implemented by the department. So how to do that? How to go there? This is a very important part, right? So it's most important is when you go for a third country, right? Not in India, so you go for the countries like Japan, the language is the most important. At least if you have a basic language, at least a basic level, it's a first point for to approach in conference. And there are many recruiting agencies where you can contact, grow, and get a good deal on your position. But again, as I said, if you have some, introduce. For example, if they want to work in a German company, so they need German. Like if you want to come to Japan, you should have a language at least to understand this. This is very essential. They seriously look into this. So this practice. And second thing, make them as a well trained and if the same thing, for example, they know your leadership and from industries. So when I ask, oh, you use LCM, it's good. Do you know what's actual accuracy? Can you explain? It says no, nothing. We have a standard protocol in the industry. We just follow the protocol. I mean, they don't understand the concept, but they just follow the protocol, whatever the standard operating procedure is. So we make the students like more, asking the questions or more thinking what we are doing, right? If you're working something and keep asking the question, this is very, very important. Keep learning. And finally, I want to say, so we have to solve this networking. Linking is the most, connected with many industry partners. My events like this are when you go to the conferences. Because through networking, I got my positions in Japan. I got various offers. Whenever we go to the, such kind of meetings, we should bring people. Okay? So we don't know when you'll get an offer. Or when you ask it politely, politely by email, or because of one, basic interest to the getting into the industry. If you don't have any connections, any networks, really it really matters in Japan, especially. If you have a network, it's a little bit smoother. If you know somebody, or if you have a good relationship. So these things please keep in mind, and um, if you find the students in this angle, introducing the language and introducing the communication skills and thinking attitude skills and present is very important. So I saw from JSS students presenting, when we see slides with full of text. I see the Japanese bachelor students. He's just graduating from high school. They present visually very nice, beautiful. But if you show only text, who will understand? So, for example, leadership persons or professors, they don't want to read full text. They want to visually see, okay, what you're going to say, just 1 minute. That's it. So we want to more presentation is also they look into. And moreover, in Japan, the students are trying when they are, for example, master students, they offer almost 6 months. They allow the students go search your job. They will get an offer before they graduate. In their hand, they have. This is, for example, first 2 semester studies. Third semester, they will lead the students to find job hunting, and they go to the various industry seminars, attend there, and learn about the industry first, and then approach, apply to the industry website. This is the key composite procedure. I don't know, that's such kind of procedure if it is implemented in India, like industries come over here and explain about the companies, and students can try to go the interviews during their course, not after the graduation. So while studying itself, this should happen. So the students can graduate with with a job. Definitely, sir. No, I do not. We have to talk about job, which doesn't exist anymore. So I do not of you. When you give students the opportunity to go and explore and get another great learning from them, etc. So we do that. I'm trying to do something. So this is a great important part to come to how we make soft skills as important as it's a language. He's he mileage was used to go beyond cuttings. Doesn't you want that?
No, I just wanted to vouch that working in a Japanese company for the last 10 years, I've understood the importance of less words on the slide. I think I went from average of 25 to 30 words on a slide now to just maybe five per slide.
Excellent. So we look on the 2008 discussion now. I just want to ask the last question for all of you. And we can take questions, we are facing on there is a very different it's very in front of us. When we look up to the growth of branches and these colleges, where there are opportunities created, but the branches inside the university, the whole branch saturated. The software IT domain was increasing its number of size of the branch. Uh, is there potential opportunities for these software engineers being proposed a lot of these courses and the core sector being not addressed well or branches which are not being proposed? From your perspective, is it okay to look up to some opportunity perspective from software sector, or you feel that the core sectors also have to be emphasized? Yeah, I think I will start first. Yeah, see, when we go to the institute and talk to the students, we started addressing the mechanical, aerospace, and those students, and along with me, sometimes in the units or who are working on the aerospace area and automobile, extra, they also come along, and we started talking to these students of mechanical or also the core branches, even electronics, electrical, what are the there, and we started telling them the opportunity because they said TCS has only opportunity for CS and ISC or maybe some extent ESC, EC brand. So we started now giving maybe 1 hour talk, telling them what opportunities are there in a company like TCS itself, where the company lot of customer base from aeronautical, automobile, and for the core, even for civil, we do have opportunities there, but also the students from civil wants to pursue the construction related business, etc. But still, good are opportunities. So we started now maintaining the awareness among the students. So your questions are yes, it is there. I think the second stage maybe after 4 or 5 years, maybe we can another point. I think some viewers that it's going to change after 5 years. As always, I'll be a bit blunt here. Excuse me for saying this, but when people say, every brand is important. Um, I'm just getting the year right. I'll tell you what. Um, 5 years back, 6 years back, I got it right. So 6 years back, one of, I would say, they are the industry conglomerates. Then they are into the education part of it also. They had asked me, similar set of questions. And after I answered, they never wanted me there. Okay. So I'll tell you in fact what my answer was. Not that, I don't want to come here, but, I'll leave it to you guys. But because you are doing with the mic, I'll be very glad. Okay. So the question is always, okay, I have civil engineering, I have mechanical engineering branches, four branches, you're leading that, which is important, what Ashish and Rajat mentioned, especially in the nation building activities as such. They say opportunity starts at home. Okay. I told that conglomerate, see, you are building so many buildings here. You have around 180 civil engineering students. Why don't you give it to them? Internship done, industry experience done, they will work with the best masons possible. They will work with the best interior designers possible. Okay, they will understand the foundational value of it. And everything starts from home. Okay, and they always say, right? Here we basically say, dog fooding. US, they say, pick your own champagne. But at the end of the day, charity begins at home. And it's, everything we, say it's business. It needs to, begin at home. Which means if you are going to build buildings, why don't you use your own civil engineering students, faculties, to design those buildings and in fact, make it possible. I still remember, that person, in fact, who asked me that question, in fact, talking to the other person and saying, this guy has gone nuts. Why? At the end of the day, we don't trust our own students to build those buildings, but we still, in fact, say we have to have nation building, done. But by the same students, with the same faculties, how can you expect, them to build a nation and not to close that branch without you yourself having the trust that they will build the right building, for your education needs? It's a question that in fact we need to answer. It's just like my son coming to me and then asking me, all the questions, and then saying, okay, I'm done that. So I said, no, you're not done. So I said, why? I said, now that, I have given my gyan, give me my Guru Dakshina. Do the household work. That's what it is. Because that's how you learn. Okay. So this is in fact what it is. I think, it is all about, trusting our own, folks to make certain things happen. And as I said, everything begins at home. Okay. If you don't want to close down a branch, see to it that you give them that kind of opportunity there, right there. And you know them that. If we can't do that, expecting someone else to in fact change that, I think it's not good. Okay, that's just my belief. I'll keep it to me. If someone wants to take it, you can take it for free. Thank you.
See, more of it is what we see as a student. So I see set of things, or as a child, I see cute toys and I aspire for those toys. I come from up north. Most of the people want to do government job, and even I can do where I was growing up. Many people still actually releasing no ideas and IT jobs. They don't want to take a job. They want government job. Comes with power and fifteen. This is what we see and observe this society what they can do. So rather than thinking of a student, what experience are we giving to students as a society? What things we tell them it's value. So if we say the society company has given the circuit and this is very good, then aspire for it. Aspiration comes from their environment, what they see, what they hear. So aspirations can be developed. So if say a nice manufacturing company is building world class buildings or world class products or say bearings of global standard, you can showcase that here. You see, give them some okay, this bearings can be used in this industry, this helps in this process, and it will be part of that moment. So if the purpose gets to me, believe me, the starting salary difference can take a backseat and salary data is already available across the internet and senior roles in the same functions. It matches neck to neck. Only starting level is different. If you go to 10 years, 20 years, 20-year experience, I don't think there's a significant difference between any big company, any city. All of them want the talent, and we will move from the area. We see people moving from this to this sector. So let the movements happen. Salary matches for overtake because first 5 years of career is very different from its 15 years of your career. It's a not even marathon, it's a lifelong say, pursuit. So don't go by studying salary. Goals important. They will say because you are getting it, you can say all those things. I've been sitting there and listening to more people once at a time. You will also come after some days, some years here. You will get your perspective, but there will be opportunities. Remember, if you join civil, construction, mechanical, rare earth, wherever, mining or smelting, there will be opportunities and senior level it matches. So you will make up all the money if you are missing initial years. The purpose is very good. The purpose is just to make money. Again, take job not only way to make money. Don't look at place with money is a first thought. Don't get job. Job is not the best place to make money.
So, with that, we have to start some. So, All this, I mean, relates to this, yes. Because I keep thinking, what is the biggest, for example, challenge that we are facing for the freshers that are joining us? And this discussion that is going on right now about the core sectors, about civil, mechanical, and different branches. In fact, what I think is missing is, whenever we hire a fresher, the first 6 months or year, we really spend, teaching them how the different departments interact with each other within a company. Yeah, they're civil or they're mechanical, so they join one of the production related departments, but they absolutely have no idea how procurement is working. They have no idea, what sales is doing. They have no idea, what HR is doing, or most importantly, what accounts is doing. And then if we ask them to compile a report or do a, presentation, using the basic QC tools or some basic, ROI calculation, those kind of areas they have absolutely no exposure or no idea. And I think that is the issue, right? Because that is what is, you know, restricting them from advancing fast in the career path and reaching better levels of compensation and better levels of status. So I think this thing is missing. And for example, if you have some ERP training where they are exposed to various modules, whether it's SAP or any of the ERP. So for example, they get exposure to MM module, FI module, CO module, SE module, and they understand how all of this is linking with each other. I think that will really help. And one thing I always say, like whenever I visit any university and they ask me like, what is the one thing you want our students to be really, really good at? And it's a very, very simple answer, which they think, why am he even saying this? But I have not found one person in the last 10 years that I've been, we have interviewed and hired and who knows this skill, which is the simple spreadsheet skill. I have not come across a single person who is advanced in any spreadsheet software, whether it's Excel, whether it's Google Sheets, none of them. On the other hand, the Japanese freshers that we are getting from YKK Japan, the company that we work for, even the freshers are masters in Excel, right? So even as engineers, when you have to, showcase a problem or present a problem to the board or to your head of department, or analyze the root cause or do a variance analysis or a regression analysis or, find out a pattern or do a QC 8D and how can you do that without knowing spreadsheet software? They don't. I mean, it's shocking to know, but they don't. So I think this needs some focus. And the Japanese uh, managers and directors who come here, and when they find out that our students are lacking such basic skills, it sets a very wrong impression about our country, our education system, and our students. And we can, our education system is slightly different, but properly we get them up to speed. And now at our company, we are giving everyone free lessons through Coursera.com or through any third party online, LinkedIn.com or whatever third party software. But we are spending a huge amount of time and money just getting them up to speed on a simple spreadsheet software.
So thank you everyone. It was amazing Saturday time which you all spent with us. Grateful for the Saturday time and reiterating that never how for a Saturday. So there's a lot of learning. We will definitely take all your inputs, implement it, and see how we can sustainably give internships at our campus first, and then we work on training the students. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, panelists. The platform is open for questions. So, any of the faculty members, research scholars, or students have any questions to pose, kindly be.
Okay. This the panel was so inclusive and the topic is so active. And thank you that I was able to this message. It's a fast feedback I got to you. So I understand from the topic and the discussion what we went through that it is
harnessing the power of industry for sustainable development. So in order to have a sustainable development, especially in India, we need to have manufacturing sector need to be supported, and of course, in that all the external partners are taken into. And when you were discussing, we were talking about China, how they build the whole industries and upon which they build every other supplements. So India is already opportunity that some ability. So under the circumstances, now is so vivid that we can be able to answer how we really can really count on this first we strengthen our manufacturing industry sector India becomes a top class country across the world. Thank you. We needed a politician also here. That's but still for the super.
I mean, yeah. Since the question is more focused on manufacturing, I'll just quickly answer. With regards to sustainable development, for example, we at our company, we also have pledged to the UN's 2050 SDG goals, right? And as part of the SDG goals, again, the same thing, right? Like signing an MoU, pledging is one thing, but then actually implementing it is a whole different ballgame because it has to be one a top-down approach, right? The senior management has to be fully committed and involved. And this takes me back to what I said earlier that what is the purpose of the organization, right? If the purpose of the organization is linked to society, which it should, right? There is no other way around it. So whatever your organization does ultimately has to benefit the society. So for example, at our firm now, like last year, this year we transitioned to 85% wind and solar power. Right. So now we are green there. Water harvesting has been done. Various other environmental investments have been done. And the most important thing is, realizing that what you invest towards achieving the SDG goals, the return on that is not going to be immediate, but it's going to be long term, right? So that kind of vision, that kind of sense of purpose is very, very important, and it's not at all easy because most organizations or most managers think only in terms of quarterly results. And for you to shift your mindset and keep the long game in mind and invest for that is very difficult. So there's no easy answer, but it's just that you see your counterparts do, and slowly the entire supply chain starts doing it. For example, we have a European customer, and they said, you have to get certified by an agency called EcoVadis, which is a ESG certification agency. So, because we are compelled to do business in the short term with that customer, we have now applied for the ESG certification as well. So I think, over time, the entire supply chain will mature and each one will start, exerting pressure upstream and downstream. And step by step, it will happen. More point. See, our views are influenced by news which we see, what is exposed to us. There's some good work happening which doesn't get exposed. At least companies like not mistake, don't publish it. We don't get that news, and then still companies don't share much of it. So I take a recent example, similar example, manufacturing company, which is has a nice wastewater treatment plant. So whatever comes out of production, they recycle in other thing. And they discharge that water. So I was asking, why do you discharge this water? For you to consume it again. It's water that is transferred to drink. We also have this in mind. However, whatever nozzles we are using, if we put the same treated water again, if it gets stuck, so our manufacturing machinery has to be replaced, therefore, which requires significant capital investment. We do it in phases, one by one, once we are able to prove it's working well. So they use planning. Second, we may expect so easy, why don't they do it? So we had of solar panels, why don't they do solar panels? We had about wind energy or green building certifications. There are two aspects. One is happening with certification purpose to show others to investors or the public. We are doing a lot of steps and we are being certified. One is about the certification race is happening. Lot of buildings are getting certified. Lot of advertisement is happening that we generate our own power, we are carbon neutral, carbon negative. Happening. Actually, it's not a what wants to happen. So both things we have to see. And even national level, see lot of industries which are doing this activity. They are recycling the water, they are using solar panels. Working airport, for example, you may have heard in the news, 100% carbon is in the but this is happening. We have from industries. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Sorry, blunt answer again. It requires a mindset change. I'll tell you why. You have three options: made in Japan, made in China, made in India. Which one will you choose? If I don't have too much money in the pocket, made in China. If I have money, and then in fact, if I literally look for that kind of sharpness in terms of lenses, all those kind of manufacturing and cool. Made in Japan. Where is made in India was you only see the tiger or lion or whatever it is, with the wheel. If the wheel has to in fact progress, made in India. Most importantly, that's the mindset change in fact which I'm talking about. Forget those two. Look at made in India. Take it. You will see the manufacturing sector boom. It's just that look at Chalpatna twice. Where is that now? Simple examples. Mysore to Chalpatna, how far away it is. What happened to that industry? You know, that's why I said it's not mindlessness, it is mindful, being mindful. Okay? And having that kind of purpose. It's not about just nation building. It's not about, as I said, sitting here and then, discussing that part. Our own folks saying, can I in fact look at certain things which is made in India? So people have, but the mindset needs to emerge right from here, from me.
Thank you, sir. Just due to paucity of time, we're skipping this session of question and answer. I'm sure that you all can join for the tea break, lunch break, and catch the resource person. And we definitely have to share their experience and expertise and viewpoints to you. Always reaching to them to their social media networking IDs. So now I request our chairperson to kindly hand over a token of gratitude to all our panelists. I'm going to the panel members to kindly do a small token of gratitude, please. So we have Dr. Jagdish Bhandarkar, and Chris Coach also to that. Mr. Praveen Chandru B, Mr. Ankit Chera, Mr. Rajat Agarwal, Dr. Subhash Gowda. On behalf of our family and Delta Science and Technology University, we thank all the panelists. Thank you once again. And thank you for people for moderating. We thank Kumar and Mr. Shirana for chairing the session. And thank you for listening that including the later part of the session. Now let us join for a small break for tea. It will be just for 15 minutes. So sooner you come back, sooner you will have a session soon and break. Thank you. No, Maruka is owned by Whitefish. Yeah. Whitefish is the largest source of passing power. We are in